Hey everyone, it's Nat from Frankie Designs here, and today we're going to go through what clay you're going to get for the price that you pay. So today we're going to look at 3 different types of clay at 3 different price points and see how they come out of the packet and see how they come out of the oven as well. So let's get started. So this is our first clay. It's Fimo Soft. It's what I use to make all of my earrings. It is quite good clay. You can condition it or knead it quite easily. It's quite squishy, which you'll see when we get it out of the packet. And it bakes quite hard. So I got this around the corner at my art store for $5.68, but you can get it online for around $3.80 from polymer clay suppliers. So it's a little bit more on the more expensive end, but it is better quality in my opinion. The second clay is this Sully brand, which I got from Lincraft. So in Canberra where I live, Lincraft is sort of the only art fabric store that's value for money. So they have a whole array of colors. I've just picked the orange one because I want to sort of try and use it later. It is quite good. I've used it before. It doesn't bake as strong in my opinion as the Fimo. It is $4 for a packet this size, which is 60 grams. You'll see up the top. And you can get bigger packets. I don't know what they weigh, but you can get bigger packets for $20. So the last clay that I've got here is this little blob. I got this on eBay. It was 50 little cubes of clay for $20 plus some clay tools. So around 40 cents a piece. I have never used this. I have never touched it. It feels very oily and it sort of comes off quite easily onto your hands. So we'll unwrap this and see what it's like and see what it's like to condition. Okay, so we have our clay here. So this is the Fimo Soft that I had before. It is a little bit soft. This one has actually been sitting in the sun, so it's a little bit softer than normal. But it does have some give to it, is the best way to describe it. So that's your Fimo Soft. Here we have the Sully. It is quite a lot tougher than the Fimo. However, it's just straight out of the packet and straight from the shops. It is quite difficult to knead as I'm applying a lot of pressure here to flatten it. It is not as dry as this, so you might be able to see, the camera might pick up the shine that this one has. It almost looks a little bit oily in comparison to the Fimo. Then we have this one, the unnamed eBay brand. It is very soft. It is very oily. It comes off in it's quite sticky, and it rubs off quite easily onto your hands. It is probably really good for kids to make models out of, or just to have a play around with. It's almost like Play-Doh. So that's what it's like coming out of the packet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to condition these 3 blobs, and I'm going to put them on a baking tray and I'm going to bake them all at the same thickness, all the same size. We're going to bake them and see how they turn out. So I've pulled our little circles out of the oven here. I accidentally was bending this one a little bit too much, trying to figure out what to say about it before I recorded, and I've now broken it into 3 sections. So I am sorry about that. But we'll start with the Fimo one. So this is the Fimo clay. Let's get my camera to focus on it with the white background. It's a little bit this is what you get with the Fimo. So it's got like the tiniest little bit of bend in it, but it is quite tough once you pull it out of the oven. The longer you leave it, the harder it will get as well. But this is what you will get. Then with the Sully, so we had the Sully here. I'm not sure if you can pick that up, but it sort of baked with a lot of grains in it. Which is quite weird. They're not air bubbles, just sort of different colours throughout the clay. This one has more bend in it than the Fimo. It has a rubbery texture as well, more than a clay. So this one comes out quite smooth, quite hard to touch. This one feels sort of shiny and oily like it did before we put it in the oven. So it's slightly more bendy than the Fimo, but not as bendy as this one. So this is the eBay one, and as you can see, I've already snapped it into 3 different pieces, trying to figure out just how much bend it had. Obviously, if you take it a little bit too far, it will bend quite a bit, but yeah, there we go. So it is incredibly bendy, and even without bending it much, it cracks. And this could be down to how I conditioned it, but it also could be down to the quality of the clay. This one also didn't, it doesn't come out shiny or anything like that. It has maybe the same texture as the Fimo, but the bend in it is quite significant, and I think if you were to drill holes in it, it would crack quite easily. So that is it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed that small video. Be sure to keep watching, there's going to be plenty more, and if you have any suggestions for what you would like to see, please comment below and let me know. And be sure to follow me on all of my socials. My Instagram and website are linked in my bio.